My name's Petra and today we'll be looking at glaze technology. In this video, we'll be looking at the dipping glazes in the Glaze lab and their various applications. Firstly, what is glaze? Glaze is a glass that is fused to the ceramic surface during the firing. Glaze can be shiny or matte, opaque or transparent, smooth or textured, or stained with a whole range of colours to make earthy, subtle or vibrant effects. Why use glaze at all? Glaze can be used for several reasons. It is extremely functional, strengthening the clay body as it becomes fused to it, creating a smooth, non-porous and hygienic surface. Glaze can also be decorative. It can be dry and textured and sculptural as well. Now let's move into the Glaze lab and look at the chemistry of glaze. The chemistry of glaze is fascinating but complex. An infinite range of hues and tones and finishes can be achieved through research and experimentation. There are 4 basic constituents to a glaze. 1, the glass-forming ingredient silica, which has a high melting point. 2, alumina. A refractory material such as alumina is used as a stiffening agent. By adding alumina or clay, the glaze can stick to the ceramic surface without coming off. 3, fluxes. Fluxes play the key role in lowering the melting point of silica, making it usable in ceramic glazes. And like silica, fluxes also promote vitrification. Common fluxes are potash feldspar and soda feldspar. 4, colorants. Once melted, silica is transparent, making colorants necessary in order to achieve a wide range of hues in glazes. Ceramic colorants are mostly made from metallic oxides or ceramic stains. Glazes can be bought ready-made in a brush-on format, powder form, or in liquid form. Glaze application is everything. Particular attention needs to be paid to glaze application. Thorough testing and practice is essential to obtain good results. Here are some examples of glaze faults and how to avoid them. Many glaze faults, such as dryness, patchiness, drips and runs, and crawling, are caused by inexperience and inconsistent application. For example, glaze crawling can be the result of a thick glaze application, or the glaze can crawl if your pot has been sitting around for a while and has dust on it. I'll now demonstrate how to glaze a ceramic vessel in a pre-made earthenware dipping glaze. I recommend that you wear an apron before you start glazing to protect your clothes from any splashes and silica dust. Firstly, stir your glaze using a stirring stick or a paddle. Make sure you stir the glaze well so the sediment at the bottom of the tub gets mixed through. The ideal consistency of a glaze should be the thickness of light cream. Then grab your pot using tongs and submerge it in your bucket of glaze for a proper 3 seconds. The amount of time you submerge your pot will vary depending on the thickness of your glaze and the thickness of your pot. Then remove your pot from your bucket of glaze and let the drips run off before you turn it over. Your pot should dry fairly quickly. If not, then your glaze is most likely too thick. And that's why glazing takes a lot of practice and testing. Once your glaze is dry, it's important to wipe the glaze off the bottom of your pot. Basically, any part of your vessel that touches the table must be cleaned, as any leftover glaze may melt and stick to the kiln shelf. The last thing to do before your pot goes into the kiln is to fettle the glaze surface. This is a process of lightly rubbing away any thicker drips and smoothing over any pinholes. I'll now demonstrate how to glaze the inside and outside of a vessel using two different glazes. Firstly, stir your buckets of glaze. Then grab a pouring jug and fill your jug with glaze, and then pour it into the inside of your vessel, counting for 3 seconds. Then pour the glaze out. Once your glaze is touch dry, you can glaze the outside of your vessel. To do this, hold your pot with your hands and dip it into the glaze and count for 3 seconds. Let all the drips run off, and then you can place it down. Once the glaze is dry, it's important to remove any excess glaze off the bottom of your pot and smooth over any pinholes you have. Now your pots are ready to be fired. Thanks for watching, and be sure to catch the next video on brush-on glazes.
For more information, go to the UNSW Art and Design website